remember I was speaking on a stage once and somebody said to me, it's not about how many people that you have in the room, it's how many hearts and lives that you touch. And that's what we're here for, isn't it? Is to touch hearts and touch lives and do that with hope, inspiration and transformation. So this brings me amazingly onto the next guest, because Julian, this is a first. This is a first for me and this is a first for Hit Talks. This amazing gentleman I've never spoken to before. Every single person that's been on a Hit Talks platform I know dearly. And if I don't know them dearly, I have a full conversation with them. But he was guided to me. I read about him. I looked into his soul and I thought, I really think Julian should be part of this Hit Talks special edition. So I am so glad that you're here, Julian. I'm so glad to know you more, and welcome to the Hit Talks family and community. I now give you your 8 minutes, my friends.
Hi, am I on? Okay. I think I'm on, am I? Okay. Right, so hi everyone, I'm Julian. I'm Julian Robus. First of all, I'd like to thank Vikki and her team for having me on. It's an honour to be here. I live in the southeast corner of the UK, right by the Channel Tunnel, right on the coast. I'm an inner peace mentor and a happiness restorer and a spiritual teacher. I don't normally do things like this, so please bear with me. I've had to write it all down so I don't mess it up. I'm the accidental creator of a life-changing self-help program called Happy Onion Living. It helps anyone who's ready understand, neutralize and eliminate negative thoughts and feelings naturally. It contains all the necessary insights, tools, strategies and techniques to help adults, teenagers and open-minded mature adults peel away the pressure, feel calmer and happier in minutes. It helps you gain inner peace, restore your happiness and safeguard your mental health. This all came about by accident. It was never meant to be a business. It was only ever me trying to get rid of my own stress, anxiety and depression. And I'd struggled for years. I've had 2 burnouts and nearly a complete nervous breakdown. I'm an engineer by trade who accidentally fell into high-tech sales, and after too many high-pressure job roles and the general overwhelmingness of life, I struggled for decades with severe stress, which became anxiety, which became depression. And I'd been trying to hide it from my family and my job because I didn't want to upset my family, and I really didn't want to lose my job. I couldn't afford to lose my job. And that just made everything worse. It just doubled the pressure. Eventually in 2008, I was 45. I was at my wit's end and I lost the will to live. I just didn't want to be here anymore, which made no sense whatsoever because from the outside I had everything. A beautiful wife, 2 wonderful kids, a nice little house by the sea, an excellent well-paid job with one of the biggest companies in the world. And there I was, the most miserable, depressed person on the planet. Somehow for my family's sake, I found the strength and the courage to pull myself together and give it one last try to find a positive way out of my mental anguish. Luckily, I'm a natural born problem solver, and for once in my life, being as stubborn as a mule was a godsend. There had to be a way. I just wanted to know how to be calm and happy and at ease from when I got up to when I went to bed. So through my sales career, I'd already been very heavily into personal development for 20 plus years. All great stuff, but none of it helped one bit. So I started looking further afield. I tried everything I could find: NLP, EFT, life coaching, hypnosis, yoga. I even did a Reiki course. Again, all great stuff, but nothing gave me the lasting positive shift I was looking for. The one thing that I hadn't tried was meditation, because my mind kept telling me it was religious mumbo jumbo and I didn't have time to sit there all day doing oming, and I wasn't that bad and I'll be all right and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I struggled on for a couple of years, and in March 2010, I stopped listening to my mind and went off and learnt meditation. Within days, I noticed a massive improvement, a significant lowering of my stress, anxiety and depression levels. I was so impressed with it that the same year I retrained and became a stress reduction, mindfulness and meditation instructor. But still something big was missing. I was great in the morning when I meditated and great at night, but there was still too much stuff going on, too much mind noise, too many negative feelings still coming up and bothering me. So my little search turned into a 9-year journey of non-stop self-inquiry, thousands of hours of deep meditation. And eventually in 2018, I discovered the missing link, the root causes and solutions to negative thoughts, feelings, and mind chatter. Being an engineer, I kept good notes just in case I fell back, which I've used to create the Happy Onion program. So it's an A to Z roadmap for creating a much calmer, happier, simpler life you can enjoy with less stress and more ease than ever before. Once you understand how to eliminate negative thoughts and feelings, you'll never be the same again. So what I'd like to do, if it's all right with everybody, I'd like to show you a technique that you can take away with you, which will help you no end when you're feeling stressed, anxious, perhaps at work, or the kids are driving you mad, whatever it is. So I hope you don't mind. I'd like to show you this little technique. It's ever so simple. So I'd like you to put one hand on your chest and the other hand on your thigh, palm facing upwards. Sit as upright as you can, not uncomfortable, but just nice and upright so you've got a good straight back. And close your eyes and notice where your breath sits. Normally when we're stressed, when we're anxious, when we're feeling awful, the breath sits in the top of the chest by the throat, somewhere around there. So just feel into that breath. Don't force your breath at all. Your body knows what to do. Just feel where it sits, notice where it sits. And when you're ready, the hand on your leg, turn it over so it's palm down. And just notice what happens to your breath. So the hand on your leg, palm down. And you'll notice automatically your breath starts to lower. It's now moving down to your stomach. And as it lowers, you start to feel a bit of calm coming in. The other hand that's on your chest, put that also on your leg, palm down. So you've now got both hands on one on each leg, palm down, and just watch what happens to your breath. So it's now sinking even lower, and you can feel that calm stillness coming in. And it just feels so good just to let all that go. Now this is a natural technique. This demonstrates the hard link between our body and our mind. We don't have to choose it, it's already there. I learned this technique, a similar technique to this, from Sadhguru, who was one of my first mentors. I'm sure you've all heard of him. So when you're ready, open your eyes. So thank you for doing that. I hope that's been of value to you. So I'd like to give you a couple of ideas as to why we get into this mess in the first place. So we go out in life every day, and we're a bit like a spring. So we go out in life, and every day our spring gets depressed, all right? And I'm sure you've seen the car that's going down the street. It's been overloaded so many times that, it's got the headlights in the trees, and it's constantly dragging its backside on the ground. That's what we are. So every day we go out in life, we get loaded on stuff we never chose, from our parents, from our school, from our teachers, from our work. So every day our spring gets depressed, but nobody ever teaches us how to depress the spring. So I got to a point where I was depressed and couldn't function anymore. And what I didn't know was that the solution was deep rest. It's in the same word. And I got that through meditation and learning some other techniques. So bear that in mind when you're out and about. You need to take the pressure off every day, because if you don't, you're going to end up like this lovely little car where the back end is on the ground all the time. So to do that, I've developed a whole load of techniques, really simple stuff. You'd never think how easy it is. I've learned it from my children, my dog. I've learned it from my grandchildren. All these things are things I've not found anywhere else. And they enabled me to completely get rid of all of my stress, anxiety, and depression. So for anybody that needs help, please get in contact. Don't struggle like I did for years. I'd love to help you if I can to get rid of that pressure and turn your life around. So I don't know how I'm doing for time. Here she comes.
Thank you.
Hi, Vikki.
So much. Depression. When you talk about depression,
I can't hear you, Vikki.
You talk about just being able to lift yourself back up with the cog. just sitting back in silence. And you know, it's really funny because I was talking to the team backstage at the time. I was like, oh my gosh, I've got backache and I've got backache and I've got another 7 hours to go of this. And then Julian came through straight at the right time. So this is the thing. Magic does happen, doesn't it? It really does happen.